So now, obviously, we got to talk about the other team that lost the NBA Finals. First of all, shout out to the Boston Celtics on having a tremendous season. They turned it around after the All-Star break. Jaylen Brown tweeted the energies about the shift, and boy, did the energy shift. Nobody imagined making it to the NBA Finals, considering the season, as I just mentioned, that they started. But Celtics, congratulations to them. Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they're going to be, if not already, stars in this league. But I want to ask you guys this. So what is the Boston Celtics outlook in the future? Can they come back in the finals? And what changes do they need to make in the offseason to put themselves in another championship title contention?
I think that they should they could use some more help on the wings. But I don't see a whole lot. I mean, obviously health plays a big part in it. You know what I mean? You're talking about Williams was, everyone was constantly talking, about his knee. Al Horford is getting up there, although he's still, he was never a true center, but for some reason people have always considered him a center. But listen, I think they need a little more help on the wing, and I think they'll be fine. But they could use some strength in their bench also.
Yeah, I agree. I think the only thing I would add to that is that they have youth on their side. They can actually become better, wing players, spread the floor. So, but I think they keep running it back for a while. How long is Horford's contract for?
I don't really know off the top of my head. He could be a free agent after this year, because I know he was on a 4-year deal with the Sixers, and then he got traded to Boston because they were just too congested in the paint with Embiid and Simmons. And then he went to OKC, then he came back to Boston. So I believe he might be on like an expiring contract. I don't know. That's just off the top of my head the last time I was looking at Horford's pockets. But
yeah, I mean, it'd be hard to, I think with everything he brought to the season this year, it'd be hard to replace him, but I don't think, I think the Celtics will get better and better over time as long as they don't blow off the nucleus, they'll be all right.
Yeah, no, I think first I have to mention, I don't like when people say, oh, you guys will be back, because you don't know when you'll be back, especially in the NBA game. It takes a lot to win a championship. Obviously, you need talented players, you need chemistry, and you need a little bit, if not a lot, of luck to go your way. We looked at the 2012 OKC Thunder team. Everybody thought that they were going to be back. That was the only trip to the NBA Finals. When you have Kevin Durant, James Harden, Russell Westbrook, ownership decides not to keep James Harden. They say we go with Russ and KD. Never went back there again. You got KD ends up leaving. Russ ends up getting traded. And now they're in the lottery, picking top 5 every single year. So I don't like when people say, you'll be back. You never know when you're going to be back. Same thing with Cleveland. After when Kyrie said, I'm out of here. Yeah, they had LeBron James for another year, but we all knew LeBron James without Kyrie and having Kevin Love and Kyle Korver as your third-best player was not enough to beat Golden State with KD, Steph, Clay, and Draymond. So you don't know when you're ever going to get these opportunities to be back in the NBA Finals. Yeah, you're a young team, you're up and coming team, and you're going to continue to get better, but you don't know a lot goes into winning a championship. So I just want to say about that. But here are 2 things I feel like the Boston Celtics could do to help to help boost their chances of going back to the NBA Finals in the future. One, they need to go to Walmart. They need to go to the sports section. And those little eyeglasses that they have that they sell for $15 where you can't see the floor when you're dribbling? They need to buy that, because Marcus Smart, Jaylen Brown, and Jason Tatum cannot dribble the basketball. As I mentioned earlier in the show, every time they were trying to dribble to the basket, they ended up turning the basketball over. Jason Tatum, he had 100 turnovers in this postseason. I believe that's a record. I don't know. But that's horrible. For one NBA player to have 100 turnovers in a single postseason, that goes to show you need to work on your handles. Same thing with Jaylen Brown. If you watch the game, how many times he's trying to split the defense, Draymond Green just steals the ball from him. Andrew Wiggins whacks the ball out of his hands. So that's what they need to do. They need to work on their handles, do them little things, go inside the court, go to the Boston Celtics facility, and just practice dribbling all day long. That's one. 2, I think that they need to trade Marcus Smart, and here's why. In the games when I was watching, there was nobody really to set up their offense. Most of the time they went iso ball. They put the ball in Jason Tatum's hand at the top of the key. He's trying to go iso ball. You're not gonna win playing isolation basketball against a very good defensive team in Golden State. Same thing with Jaylen Brown. So they didn't have a traditional point guard who could set everybody up in spots and tell them, hey, you go here, I'm gonna get you an open shot. This of that nature. Marcus Smart's not the guy. He's a great defender, but I don't feel like he's a traditional point guard that could put him over the hump. Now that he won Defensive Player of the Year, you could get a lot more for him because his value has increased. So he'll be interested if Boston decides to put him on the trade market. Maybe you could get somebody who's a great point guard. I don't know who's out there, but somebody who that, hey, we're gonna get 8 assists from you a night, and we could get you could get us along with 15 points. But I feel like those are the two things Boston needs to do. And now obviously, continue to bolster bench. They was only playing 7-8 guys in the postseason. Now, yeah, that's natural. But when you have your two top guns and Tatum and Brown playing 44 plus minutes a game, that's going to tire everybody. I don't know why coaches do that, especially if you have a deep bench. Utilize your bench, even though they're not going to be too impactful in that game. You use those players, throw those bodies out there to give those guys a couple of minutes of rest because they're going to need those legs in the fourth quarter. And if you're playing your guys all 48 minutes, they have no breather. They just done and winded. So, but those are the two major things. They need to get some eyeglasses and learn how to dribble. And I believe that they need to put Marcus Smart on the trading block to see what kind of point guard that they could get out there for him in return. Damn, no oppositions? Oh, wow. Maybe I'll.
As long as it's not Russell Westbrook, I'm good.
Ain't nobody want Russell Westbrook.
Glad we're in agreement on that one.
Ain't nobody want Russell Westbrook. Come on, man. Oh, well. Yeah.
I think
all right.
This glasses thing was a bit harsh, but okay.
It's true.
I'll take it like a man.
Man, listen, these guys are getting paid millions of dollars. I think they'll be fine with going to Walmart and buying a $12 pair of glasses. Especially, come on, man. Turner. I could dribble better than them right now, and that's not an overstatement. 100 turnovers in the postseason, really?
Well, these are the things that practice is for and coaching staff is for, and working in the off season. These are things that can be addressed there. If you're the kind of player who doesn't think you need to work on anything, then that's a problem. So if they come back next season and they're averaging 18 to 20 turnovers a game, then who did their work and who didn't.